Shaq went on Angel Reese's podcast this week and shared his billion-dollar idea for the W.
You're about to witness a pivotal moment in women's basketball. Angel Reese and Shaq are here, and what follows may challenge some perspectives.
Dunking on the rim, I'm watching that all the time. You laughing.
A man is not turned on by no woman that's dunking.
It ain't about being turned on. It's about seeing stuff that you're not supposed to.
Here's what's about to happen. We're breaking down the exact words that led to Angel Reese's reaction, diving into the data behind Shaq's bold claim, and exploring how this conversation could potentially reshape the future of the WNBA. Stay tuned, because things are about to get real. Shaquille O'Neal just made a statement that's sending shockwaves through the basketball world. We're talking about a Hall of Famer, four-time NBA champion, and $400 million business mogul. When Shaq speaks, people listen. And this time, his comment was major. Picture this. Cool and composed, Shaq sits down and shares his thoughts on how to make the WNBA more exciting. One of his suggestions? Lowering the rims. Let's roll the opening clip.
Women's beach volleyball, let's just say that the net is 10. For women, lower just a little bit. I'm not saying lower it to 9, 5, 9, 6, but just 9, 9.
Just so we can dunk?
Yes.
No,
see? And
I hate when men say that.
I'm telling you now, you just lower it like this, right there. I'm not saying go right there. I'm just saying, you know what you need to do with that?
I feel like it still wouldn't be good enough. It's never
Don't
good
matter
enough
what
for
you feel.
a man.
I'm telling you what
People
I know.
always disrespect women regardless. They're always going to not give us the same value as a man. So I just don't even think that.
And that's why you got to do what you've been doing. Go take the
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, if you lower that thing to 99999.
And what's going to happen? All right, tell me, the money going to go through the roof?
Just enough to change the game, but not bring it all the way down. Shaq proposes lowering the standard hoop height by 8 to 10 inches.
And why?
To allow for more dunks. That might not sound too controversial at first, but this is where things start to get interesting. Angel Reese, seated right next to Shaq, isn't having it. She pushes back, emphasizing the importance of respecting female athletes and preserving the integrity of their sport.
It still wouldn't be good enough. It's never
Don't
good
matter
enough
what you
for a
feel.
man.
I'm telling you what
People
I know.
always disrespect women regardless. They're always going to not give us the same value as a man. So I just don't even.
As Angel argued that lowering the rim disrespects women's basketball, the tension grew. But Shaq wasn't done. He claimed more dunks would mean more money, and then dropped a bombshell. Looking Angel in the eye, he said watching the WNBA is like watching high school basketball. That's right. One of the NBA's biggest legends just compared the league to boys' high school games. That's not just bold. It's outright controversial.
And what's going to happen? All right, tell me, the money going to go through the roof?
Yeah.
We don't even have the people don't even watch the game.
At this point, you might be wondering how it's all going to play out. Some people are nodding in agreement, while Shaq believes he's just saying what others are too afraid to admit. His supporters argue that if the WNBA wants to grow its fan base and boost excitement, something has to change.
People don't even watch the game.
Because I don't want to use the B word unless it's certain people playing. It's like you're watching like a.
On the other hand, many frustrated players and fans have slammed Shaq's comments as outdated and disrespectful. They believe his approach to fixing the game is completely off base and misses the bigger picture.
He was trying to teach Angel Reese how to make the WNBA more entertaining. So people might actually watch the shitty product. And Shaq is qualified to do so. During his NBA career, the dude was a brilliant marketer. He knew how to be entertaining while also being dominant on the court. There was a reason that every member of the media was waiting by Shaq's locker after games. They knew he would deliver the best sound bites. They knew he would give the most entertaining.
Some skeptics argue the idea won't work regardless. They claim that even with a lower rim, high-impact plays like dunks would still be limited, as women generally don't bring the same level of explosiveness as men in sports.
Reese, just because a man is criticizing your league, it does not mean he is disrespecting women. This is the entitlement I always talk about. Angel Reese and her colleagues in the WNBA, they have this false sense of entitlement that makes them believe that they are above being criticized. Anytime they are criticized, they want to play the victim. Men don't respect women.
Things get personal here. Angel Reese has often called Shaq a mentor, but when they finally spoke publicly, Shaq dropped a bomb. It's one thing to hear criticism online, but from someone you admire, it stings. Now, the big question: how will this affect Angel's career? Just when she thought it couldn't get worse, Shaq went all in, but not for her. Instead, he lavished praise on someone else. Can you guess who? Here's a hint. Angel Sweat is making waves, and her name rhymes with Ben Clark.
Been a mentor to Angel Reese. And then the first chance he gets publicly, really, to be in a room talking with her, he goes and says that. Like, look, it's bad. Like, it's one thing when people say it on social media that don't know Angel Reese. It's one thing when people in the sports media say it on social media. Like, that's one thing. And is it right when that happens? No.
Imagine this. Angel Reese is hosting her podcast, probably expecting some praise from an NBA icon. But Shaq has other plans. Instead, he starts hyping up Caitlin Clark, the Iowa star who's been on fire lately. The tension in the room is thick. Shaq raves about Clark's game, and Angel's smile starts to fade.
Rim this much is going to have more women dunking. I can't give it. He's saying not this much, just this much. Like, you're joking. If you want to see the kind of dunks that John Morant is doing, that a prime Russell Westbrook was doing, that a current LeBron James at nearly 40 years old, the kind of dunks that he's throwing down, you would have to lower the rim for the women probably 7.5 to 8 feet to see that kind of explosiveness, that kind of shiftiness in the air for women to catch bodies like the men are doing. If you're going to start comparing the women's game to the men's game, you're going to have to lower it much more than that.
Did you catch that? Shaq didn't just call Clark excellent. He called her the greatest of all time, speaking directly to Angel Reese. Can you imagine how that felt? But Shaq didn't stop there. He compared Clark to none other than Steph Curry, the best shooter in NBA history. Yes, you heard that right. Shaq's exact words: "She can drain threes from the Curry logo." It was as if he forgot Angel was even in the room.
Logo threes. It's her signature. That is the most Caitlin Clark way.
Shaq then gave Caitlin Clark the ultimate compliment. He called her the truth. For those who don't know, that's basketball lingo for being the real deal, reserved for the elite. Angel Reese, sitting there trying to stay composed, is clearly shaken by the praise.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark, besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before.
Despite Angel's best efforts to stay composed, her expression says it all. Reluctant is all she can manage. You can see her mind racing as Shaq keeps praising Clark, leaving her wondering how this conversation went so far off course. But hold on, Shaq wasn't done. Just when you thought it couldn't get more shocking, his next words were so harsh they could change the game forever. To say the least, Angel might need a moment to process that one.
She's phenomenal. I'm going to go on the record and say she's the best female collegiate player ever. Ever?
Shaq has his views, but numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark is making history with a 2-game run averaging 40 points and 15 assists, an accomplishment no rookie has ever reached in the WNBA. She also had the league's most recent triple-double, becoming the only rookie to do it twice in a season. Shaq didn't hold back, calling her unique and comparing her to Curry. He said, "She takes those shots, Chuck, and I don't like, but they keep going in." Shaq believes her style of play makes her the epitome of brilliance in the WNBA.
I do roll. But I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like, if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He looks like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before. Never seen anybody do that on a consistent band. Like, and I was a hater because, you know, I'm down. She was like, she's not going to hit that shot. And bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot. Man, like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you